I think I got held back around there.
Okay.
So that was a big memory I had because I have a memory of standing in front of the class and I was held back in the class. So all the kids moved on to the next class. So they all walked by me and looked at me and they were all saying, "Hey, looks like you didn't make it." And I remember everybody passing by while I just stood there in line and
What was that like, man?
it wasn't that cool.
I wouldn't
You
think
know, it
so.
wasn't wasn't that pleasant. I always talk to my mom about it, and I kind of get on her, and I say I wish she would have never held me back, and she says she wouldn't change it. I needed to be held back, and I think it was maybe me grasping the concepts of stuff and paying attention. I just feel that when I did get held back, I was in a school in a small town, so every other student noticed that I got held back. So a lot of time growing up, I was picked on a lot because I was should have been higher up and I wasn't. So it felt made people feel like they could talk down on me. And yeah, I think when I got older, I kind of flipped it around and maybe I was a little more the bully, just kind of trying to get back at what had been taken from me. Oh, I mean, as far as taking the Ritalin and stuff like that, when I'd show up at class and if I hadn't taken a pill, they would know within the first 5 minutes you need to go to the office and take your pill. Just out of control, I think. Not quiet. You know, when the teacher's trying to talk, I'm just blabbering. Yeah, saying rude things. Oh, not necessarily rude to the teacher, but just talking over them. The medication kind of gives you time to sit and think, like count to 10.
Yeah.
You know, like if my dad always used to say, count to 10. And then, like, as I got older, he said, if you can't count to 10, at least count to 3. You know, do what you can. Start counting, you know, and think about your actions. And with the Ritalin, without the rhythm, my mind would just be going everywhere. So it's like if I could sit here and think, hey, I want to pay attention, but after about 10 seconds, 30 seconds, I'm thinking about something else, and you know, my mind's just rolling. I think it just slows you down a little bit. I think I was hyper. I was moving a little bit faster than everybody else.
Right.
So it just kind of slowed me down, and evened me out, which gave me time to make a smart decision. Yeah, in high school, I kind of grew up. I got bigger, you know, and I made a point to go back and find all the people who made fun of me when I was young and give them my peace of mind, you know, wherever I found them. Or if I liked it when they'd bring it up. If I'd see them at a party or something, hey, man, we used to pick on you, you know, and then I'd pick back on them. And
So you got into a couple of fights?
oh, sure,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I had a lot bent up from the way people treated me when I was young.
Yeah.
So when I'd see them, or if I remember being on the baseball team where their dad was the coach and always made me sit on the bench or something like that. And that was only because it wasn't because I couldn't play, because they felt I was the same age, but I had been held back.
Yeah.
So they were kind of penalized me for it again. So I went back and yeah, I think I got even. I don't know if they were ever necessarily my fault. I've wrecked them with my dad in the car twice. We rolled the car, but I think he hadn't got tires. So it was the first rain of the year and it was bald tires. I think I got a couple cars stuck in the mud when my dad would let me use the car. And just to go to get pizza or something like that, and I'd find a detour. And when I got kicked out of school, I think it was because I had some maybe illegal things on me. I had come back to school during 5th period. I didn't have a 6th period. So I came back on the campus, and one of the truancy officers came up to me and said it looked like I was under the influence or something like that. So I ran. When they finally caught up with me, they took me in the office and called my mother in, and they said, we added up his suspensions, and we're supposed to kick somebody out after 15 days of suspension, and he's had 35. So at that,
What year was that?
oh, two?
Or junior. I think it's
Junior, yeah. And then my mom said, you know what, he's not going to come back. So you can kick him out, but he's not going to come back. So they said, well, there's a long list for independent. You can't just go to independent. Well, the next day, independent called me, and it ended up working out. I went to independent high school, and I met with the teacher, and then she let me move to Lake Tahoe, and I lived there for the remainder of the year, and I just faxed her all my paperwork. What I did was I went to the continuation school from Liberty and Brentwood, so I went to independent. I lived up there. I did all my homework and faxed it in, and that allowed me to, I wanted to move up there after I got out of high school for a year. So that kind of got that out. And also I can enroll in the community college in Lake Tahoe. And then when I came back, I already had some credits. So then I just went, instead of taking that year off after I was supposed to graduate from high school, I went straight into college. Yeah, what I did was I had actually finished about a half a year early. I was kicked out the first day, I think, of my senior year. So I finished a half a year early. So that last half a year, I kind of just came back and hung out, I think. Maybe went on the water, and then I got to walk with my class at the end of the year.